We're going to move up here now to your jaw, your lips, the shape of your vowels. This is what I call open forward. We're going to call it placement for today. Many of you will know it as projection. So we're basically taking all of your vowels. A, I, O, the short vowel, ah, this sound back in the throat. What we want to do is drop our jaw. You're going to get open. We're going to place forward by using our jaw. We're going to move slightly forward. Our lips are going to come out in front. Think like a horn. Mick Jagger, Steven Tyler, Billy Idol, for anybody who knows who that is. So instead of A back here, we're going to drop our jaw. We're going to place out in front the vowel from your diaphragm. Again, you're going to bring that air and energy up. You're going to drop your jaw and you're going to place this out in front. A from your belly. Try that with me. A, beautiful. Give me an I. I, gorgeous. How about an O? Oh, beautiful. Give me that short vowel so you can experience that nasty. Make it as nasally and nasty as you can. That ah back in the throat. Try that with me. Ah, very nice. We don't want to do that. That's just an example of what we don't want. The exact opposite of that is A-W-E. So instead of ah, we're going to open, we're going to forward. Ah, bring that air and energy up and place that out in front with me. Ah, beautiful. So again, this that we do with your jaw and your lips, frequently people don't want to do that. It feels weird. It looks weird. Oh my goodness, what if people see me doing this? Right? We got to let all of that go. Especially if you're watching or listening to this in the privacy of your own home, there's no one looking around. In fact, I want to make a point of that. If you are at home and there are others around, I want to encourage you with this particular product to make a space and make a time where you can do this on your own. I'm asking you to do some really strange and interesting things. Again, the brain is not going to open up and get loud and do some of these exercises if you have someone sitting in the room, a spouse or a sibling or other friends. So try to find a private place that you can do this on your own without interruption. And then we're going to talk more at the end of this about the best way to use this product to develop flexibility, strength, endurance as you develop your voice. So the last tool in your toolbox is what we call pitch. Pitch is essentially being able to hear a note and go find it. Now, for all of you who've been told you're tone deaf, you should keep your day job, don't fret. I want to tell you today, there is no such thing as tone deaf. It's just a matter of exercise. Exercising the vocal cords, exercising the diaphragm, exercising your ears, your listening muscles. So I'm so convinced that pitch is something that can be learned, that it is trainable. There are very rare occasions where someone may have lost part of their hearing, childhood illnesses. There are things that can take away our hearing and make it more challenging. I had a client, he's a professional drummer with a band that is still touring today, who has actually lost part of the registers of his hearing from years of playing without protecting his ears. He was still able to learn this method. I had a gentleman early on in my training who actually had to rely on hearing aids. And there were days when the batteries were running low. There was one day he completely had lost both ears, we did the lesson, and it was all based on how and where he was feeling his voice, where he was feeling the vibration, whether it was in his low voice, whether it was in his chest voice, if we were up in his head voice. He literally could not actually hear what we were doing, but based on the method and how I teach, being your physical body, he still did a great job. So there is no such thing as tone deaf. If you think that you cannot hear, I'm here to teach you today that you can. And pitch is essentially one of two things. It's either a matter of energy applied to get up to what we call big notes, and we're going to head over to the keyboard in just a moment, or it's relaxation to get down to what we call low notes. and then we're going to deal with individual notes in a moment. So the first thing is anything up in this part of the body, up here, chest voice, and above. It's known as your belting area. These are what we call big notes. We're going to change your language a little bit. Notes that have been referred to as being high notes, think of those instead as big notes. And the way to approach them is to apply energy or volume. For example, we're going to do a little exercise. You're right-handed. So let's put your right foot out this time. Hands on your waist. And what we're going to do are two things to reach what we call a big note. We're going to draw our air, our energy. We're going to drop our jaw. We're going to do two things. As the sound leaves your instrument, we're going to shift our weight to our front foot. We're going to drop our jaw, and we're going to place that sound out in front. It's going to look like this. This is a big note. Listen once. Ow, oh, ow. Try that with me one time. Ow, oh, ow. That was excellent, Amanda. Let's do a few more of those. You're doing great. Big breath. Ow, oh, ow. Beautiful. Ow, oh, ow. Two more. Ow, oh, ow. And last one. Ow, oh, ow. Nice. We've got to open up. We have to place that out in front. We're developing air. We're letting go of energy. Those are what we call big notes. Now, low notes, anything down in your solar plexus or lower, is going to require also air, but relaxation. These are what we call small notes. So you've got what we call big notes and small notes versus low notes. We're going to change your language there, or high notes. Now, there is this area that I'm just going to touch on today because this is a whole lesson in itself. This will be available at a later date. Your vocal break area. The vocal break area, first of all, I was surprised to learn there are actually teachers, coaches, who don't even address the break area for any number of reasons. A, they are not as familiar with it themselves. They're not comfortable. They just kind of gloss over it. So you've got them teaching in this part of the body, or you've got them teaching up in the head voice and the falsetto. If you are from the classical background training, opera singing, musical theater, frequently those teachers, of which I am not really a singing teacher. I refer to myself more as a vocal coach. I do teach all genres, all styles, but from classical background, you are actually required to learn certain styles of music, especially the opera. You have to learn those songs in the keys that they are written. There is no room, and they're not changing keys and moving things up or down to make it easier for the vocalist. That's what makes me different from a singing teacher, is that we really make whatever we're doing with your voice, if you're learning a certain style or a genre or a song, we're going to make those songs work for your voice. So your break area. First of all, if you were to look at a cross-section of your throat in a textbook, you would see your esophagus, where you chew food and swallow. Your vocal cords are made of two sets of muscles, thick and thin vocal cord muscles. When you are in your chest voice, your speaking voice, like we're here right now, you're using the thicker part of the vocal cord muscle. When you are up in your head voice, your falsetto, that siren area, woo! That is the thinner part of your vocal cord muscle. There's a very thin membrane that separates that thick from thin muscle. It does not vibrate sound. If we were to try to put some sound on that, here's an example. Follow my hand. Ooh, ah, where that clunked over, that you heard that very clear change. That was my break area. That membrane does not vibrate sound. So we're going to actually find that place as we do these skill drills, Amanda and I'm going to explain more about that break area. The biggest concern people have about the break is A, what if my voice cracks? B, what if I can't reach those notes? C, what are people going to think if I don't hit the note perfectly? There are all kinds of other questions, a long list of questions that we could give around the break area, but what it really is this tiny little event that happens with our voice when we're moving from our chest voice or your belting area up into your head voice. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to now connect everything that you've just learned. So quick review, we talked about how you have one voice with 3 vocal vicinities. We've got our low voice. We're going to take a breath and move sound down there. Come with me there, Amanda. That's your low voice, or I call it your man's voice. We're going to jump up into your chest voice. Listen once. Try that with me. Good. And then we're going to take a breath and we're going to relax and jump up into our falsetto. Listen, sounds like this. Woo! Kind of that siren area. Try that. Woo! Beautiful. We talked about how all 3 of these vicinities make up your voice. In fact, if you are a choir singer, or if you're considering joining the choir, frequently the director or the choir teacher is going to want to know, well, where do you fit? What is your part? With this training, you should be able to go wherever they need you. Where are they light? Where do they have a hole in the choir that they need you to fill in? You'll always have your primary and your strongest part of your voice, but with this training and the exercises, especially the next skill drill I'm going to give you, you should be able to go wherever they need you. So we talked about how you have your toolbox, what we call your 4 Ps. We did our first exercise connecting to our diaphragm with our pant breath. Let's do 5 more of those. H-A. Start with the breath and then contract and relax that muscle. Here we go together. Ha, 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 ha. Good again. Ha, 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 ha. And one more. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, very nice. We're going to reverse that H-A. We're going to turn that into an A-H. We're going to take that natural vibrato. We're going to slow that down and call it body pulsing for today. Sounds like this. Ah, 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 ah. Try that for 5. Ah, 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 ah. One more, just like that. Ah, 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 ah. Good. Then we're going to leave this part of the body and review. We're going to come up here, open what we call forward placement. We're going to drop the jaw. We're going to place everything slightly forward, your jaw, your lips like a horn, all of our vowels. A becomes A out in front. Try that. A. Nice. Give me an I. I. Gorgeous. O. Oh, beautiful. Open, what we call forward placement. And then pitch, of course, you learned either equals air and athleticism or energy to get up to what we call big notes, or air and relaxation to get down to what we're calling now small notes. And what we're going to do next is we're going to take all of this information that you've just learned and we're going to take it over to the keyboard. If you have a keyboard or a regular piano, I always start with that middle C. That's your starting point, and you want to go down 1 octave from that middle C. If you don't play piano, you don't understand what that's about, don't worry about it. We're going to give you some sounds and some exercises to connect all of this and put it all together. So now we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to take everything you've learned in this introductory lesson. This has been a Reader's Digest version of what I take people through in a matter of 6 weeks to 12 weeks to 20 weeks. But it's a great start for you. You can use these exercises every other day. If you're in the audio format, you can take them with you on your phone, in the car, on the beach. If you're going on the road to tour, these are great warm-up exercises. So this is what we're going to do now, is we're going to take everything that you've learned and we're going to connect it all together. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to actually start in the key of F below middle C. If you don't understand what that is or where that is, don't worry about it. You're just going to listen with your ear and feel with your body. First thing we're going to do is find that note. Listen once. Ah. So we're going to pant breath for 7.
Okay.
Ha, 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 ha. Ha, that's it. Then we're going to take another breath and we're going to do a 5-note scale. Here we go together. A-H. Ah, 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 nice. third breath, and we're going to body pulse for 5. Here we go. That's it. Now let's put it all together, and we're going to continue all the way up the keyboard from our low voice through our chest voice, through our break area, into our head voice, and then we're going to come back down. This is what I call a skill drill. So have fun with this at home, or if you're listening on the audio format, don't worry about it if you're not getting it. The reason that you've tuned in and purchased the lessons today is to learn how to do this stuff. It's not about perfection, it's about your progress. Have fun, enjoy the ride. Here we go, we're going to put it all together. Here we go, Amanda. Ha, 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 breath. Gorgeous, new note. Ha, 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 breath. You're doing awesome. Ha, 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 ha. Changing the vowel to O. Ho, 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 breath. Oh, you're doing great. Ho, 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 breath. Good. Oh, ho, 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 breath. Now right there, I'm starting to hear that Amanda's voice is getting ready to flip over into her head voice. Some of you may already be there. If you are a male vocalist doing this exercise, you are there. You are starting to feel a little bit of a strain. It might be getting uncomfortable. So what we're going to do now is we're going to change the vowel to E, but it's not back here, E. We're going to open and forward that out in front. E, try that with me. E. We're going to relax. We're going to see if we can get you on your head voice. Listen once. He, 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 he. So just by relaxing, some of you will go right up into the falsetto. Some of you might be right on the break. Don't worry about it. Stay relaxed. E forwardly placed. We're still contracting and relaxing the diaphragm. Here we go together for 7 pant breaths. He, 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 he. Breath. 5-note scale. E, 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 E. Nice. Keep going. He, 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 he. Breath. E, 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 E. You're doing awesome. He, 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 he. E, 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 E. Good. Breath. He, 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 he. You're doing awesome. Very nice, and we could keep going, but for most clients coming as a beginner, we've already tapped out. Some of your voices are already starting to crack or break down, but just to point out how exciting and how fun this is. So my goal when I work with clients for their voice, one of the things we're working on is expanding your vocal range. And right here today, what we've done with these exercises, just today in this short amount of time, we have gotten Amanda into a solid 1, 2, 2.5, which she has a much broader range than that, but her working range, very strong and clear and supported from your diaphragm, was a solid 2.5 octave range. Most people, when they come in with their ranges, it's maybe 1 1/4, maybe 1.5. My goal is to expand that. This is all information that I go into more detail with people one-on-one. If you have enjoyed what you've learned today, first of all, thanks again so much for tuning in, for purchasing this first product of a series in a program. The next step for you would be to give us a call call, or you can visit my website. All of these lessons are available one-on-one on Skype now as well. I can work with you anywhere in the world at this point, and also with time changes. If you want to know more about your voice and how to expand your range or take these tools and exercises to the next level, please get a hold of me and we can do a discovery session to start over the phone, or you can just schedule your initial 1-hour diagnostic evaluation and we can go from there. So thank you so much again for tuning in and taking the time for you and yourself. I want to thank so much to Amanda for being here as our model. And as a little cool down, let's do one of those vocal swoops again. So first thing, and I didn't mention this earlier, also very important when you're doing these exercises, that you're standing when you do them, that your feet are flat on the ground, that you're actually picking up and drawing that air and energy. Some people like to do this if you're on the audio format. In your car, totally fine. When you're sitting, you don't have that access to your full diaphragm, so if you are doing it in the car, make sure you're sitting up straight. You have a nice line and opening from your diaphragm up into your shoulders. So let's do a little cool down. What we're going to do is start with that swoop. We're going to bring that air and energy up from the planet through your legs, your diaphragm, your lungs, to the top of your head, and we're going to come back down. Sounds like this. Listen once. Ow. Woo. Ow. Try that with me, Amanda. Ow. Woo. Ow. Good. 3 more. Ow. Wow, you're doing great. 2 more times. Ow. Woo. Ow. And last one. Ow. Woo. Ow. And just as a last grounding exercise, I'd like for you to take your hand, put one hand on your heart, the other hand on your diaphragm. If you want, you can close your eyes here. And what I'd like for you to do is take a nice deep breath in. And you're going to exhale out. And what I'd like you to do is breathe in love and compassion for yourself. Breath in. And you're going to exhale out. I want you to breathe in that you did a fantastic job here today. Breathe in. Exhale out. And with this last breath, I want you to breathe in the possibilities of what you can do with your voice. Take a breath in and exhale out. Thanks so much for being here today. Tune in next time where we'll take this to the next step.